Hi everybody, welcome back to the Jumpin Hoge Club. And today we've got Will Hoge on. Will, thanks for coming to Newcastle.
Appreciate you having me. Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Now I don't know if Will's played the live theatre, but he did say you have been in Newcastle in some form some other time.
Yeah,
but,
once before.
Yeah, but I think this theatre will really suit your music. I think it's a perfect theatre for you to play in.
Yeah, I mean, the sound check was great, and look forward to playing for people this evening.
Yeah, so Will, I mean, my father was a musician, and I grew up listening to jazz and that, because I believe your father was as well.
He was.
Must have been a great influence on you then.
Yeah, that was probably, I mean, still is my biggest influence. And he was done being a musician by the time I was born, but he had this incredible record collection. And so as a kid, at my fingertips, I had literally every great rock and roll recording and country recording and R&B recording from 1962 to 1978 probably. And so it was like a graduate level course as a kid, just going through, and he keeps them. They were impeccably maintained. They're all alphabetized. They're all still in the plastic, cut with a razor blade and dusted every time they were listened to. So it was a pretty fortunate thing.
Has he still got the records? Have we worked with you?
No, we still got every one of them. Yeah, nothing's gotten rid of it. Yeah.
That must have been a perfect sort of palette for you, really. Because I mean, I know when you've been going a long time, haven't you? Mm-hmm. And you're a prolific songwriter. I mean, you've done 11 albums. Is that right?
I think that's right. Yeah.
Something like that. So as you got older and you grew up on that music from listening to your dad and all that, has your palette grown out into a big white thing?
Yeah, well, I think I kind of always started that way. I mean, even with the first record I made, that's kind of always been the problem for me. Sometimes I think from a marketing standpoint for record labels I've worked with over the years was, it was too country to be rock and too rock to be country, or too R&B to be pop and too pop to be this. And so, I never saw a difference in all of those things. I mean, growing up, I would listen to a Beatles record and a Stones record and a Merle Haggard record and an Otis Redding record and a James Brown record and a Bob Dylan record, and I never really saw much of a difference between those things. It was great music and great songs and great stories and things that made you feel something. So I think from the very start I wanted my records to just be that. And I think I cast a pretty wide net musically early on, and so it's given me a pretty broad brush to paint with.
I think that's perfect. I think that's that's the way anybody should go, really.
Yeah. Well, I think as a listener, I don't think people care anymore. I think they want to hear something that moves them. I don't think they have to put it, in a category or a box as much as they.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Will, over the years, the genres have just split into one, haven't they? I mean, it's with music being so easy to get hold of. You can look back and get things much easier, I guess, as well.
Yeah.
Were you listening to your father's records and all you do now is go on the internet and you can.
Yeah, and we watch it with my kids every day. I've got 10 and 7-year-old little boys, and they're huge music fans, and they've got a digital player in their room, and they can just call literally anything out that they want to hear, and they'll do it everything from Eminem to Led Zeppelin to some new pop Justin Bieber, and they just go through all of it, and what they like, they like.
I think that's a good thing, isn't it?
It's fun, it broadens the palette for sure.
We've had a few of your friends over here recently. We had a guy called Ted Russell Camp.
Yeah.
Played here at the live theatre about a month ago.
Oh, great.
And I read that you wrote a song for him.
We did. We wrote a song together on, I think it was probably 2 albums ago for him.
Yeah.
But, it's a really good one.
Yeah, great.
He's a great guy.
Yeah.
I mean, great bass player. He played, when we first met, he was just playing in Shooter Jennings' road band. And that's when we started writing together some. And he's just a all-around musically talented guy.
Yeah, he's a lovely fella, and we've often had Dan Baird on here.
Yeah.
He's played here quite a lot.
Yeah.
He's coming in November actually, and I believe that you were on the road with him for quite a while. In the early days.
He was my first guitar player. I grew up, the first band that I ever was in and started playing. The Georgia Satellites were a huge radio staple, back in the States and where I was growing up, because they were kind of one of the first Southern rock bands from, you had a huge wave of that in the 70s, and then that kind of went away for 10 or 15 years.
Yeah.
And then the Satellites came and kind of connected those dots again. And so that band was incredible.
Yeah, great songs.
Great songs, great singing, great live performance. And then, Dan got out of that and moved to Nashville and kind of started doing his own thing also, which were incredible records and pretty influential on me as a kid. And he came to the first show that I ever played as a solo artist. And he approached me about producing a record. And I just wasn't in a place where I was ready to do that, but I did need a lead guitar player. And my old bass player said, why don't we just ask him? And so I asked him, and he said yeah. And yeah, he played on my first album and then toured with me for about a year and almost 2 years. And that was hard. We were in a Ford Explorer and a U-Haul trailer. So this guy who's been a platinum selling artist in tour buses and flown all over the world, the fact that he was willing to jump in a beat up Ford Explorer and tour around, we were splitting $100 a night, sleeping 4 to a hotel room, and the fact that he was willing to do that,
that's great.
It blew my mind. He's one of we wrote together about 2 weeks ago. He's still making great music. He's still playing great shows. He's one of my favorite musicians on the planet. One of my favorite humans.
We'll have a good chat with him when
I wish you would.
When he comes and tell me about Will. Yeah, what he's just said on the TV.
It's all true. It's all true.
So you've got a new album out now, Will? Yeah, it's
comes out on August the 11th.
Right,
yeah, called Anchors.
Yeah, and you've got a song on there with Sheryl Crow. Is that right?
That's right.
Yeah. How did that come about?
She was struggling a lot as an artist. She's a young person and really needed some help. And I thought I would just really do my best to get her name out there and try to help her career.
Actually, you wrote some songs for like Lily Young band and loads of big acts. Sheryl Crow's just another one. Yeah.
No, she is truly one of the greatest musicians I've ever been around. She's a fantastic singer, writer, producer, musician, plays a ton of different instruments. She's as good as they get.
Yeah,
and,
well up there, yeah.
And she's just been so incredibly kind to my wife and my kids and I. We have kids that are the same age. She's got 2 boys that are exact same ages as Julie and I's kids, and so we kind of met through that parental channel, which was nice. And then we, started talking about music, and she had some really great things to say about some records that I've made, which I was incredibly flattered by. And with that song called "A Little Bit of Rust," I really wanted a strong female vocal, and there's a lot of great female singers in Nashville, so there was kind of a long list of people that I thought, there's a lot of people that could sing this, but I really wanted it to be somebody that wasn't just a harmony singer. I wanted it to be this bigger vocal moment. And when I talked to her about it, she said she'd love to do it. And the minute we got there, as we started working on the track, I felt like she was holding back a little bit, and I kind of asked her to do more of a, and before I could even say it, she was like, more of a Delaney and Bonnie thing. I was like, yeah, and it was great because I really realized at that point, while there might be a lot of great singers in Nashville, there was only one female singer in Nashville that was going to get a Delaney and Bonnie reference, and it was Sheryl. So that was pretty special.
That's fantastic. It just brings to reality that musicians can, they can work with everybody, can't they?
Yeah, well, I think the really good ones. Like I say, she's one of the greats. And you realize that the minute that you're around her, she knows a ton about different kinds of music, different styles of music, and as a producer, she was also nice enough. After we finished the track, we kind of spent an hour playing each other things from our new records and kind of bouncing ideas off. And what do you think of this? What do you think of that? And it was a really special day, and I'm honored to have her be a part of it for sure.
Oh, great. I mean, it's some achievement still being an independent artist and touring the whole world, isn't it? I mean, that's an achievement in itself, and you're still doing that, aren't you, Will? You know, so you've come, you know, with your not just your albums, with your playing and that's still an achievement for anybody. You know, so well done. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.